How's it going, guys? It is Matt here, or Idol2010, whichever you want me to go by in your brain, if that makes sense. But yeah, so this is a commentary, and it's me playing Call of Duty in the background, and yes, I play COD now and again, and yes, I'm quite a bad player, and yes, it's a bad gameplay, but this is not about the gameplay in the background. This is going to be more about the commentary. And also, I've not played COD in absolutely ages, so, you know, just cut me some slack, please. It was like one of the first games I played in fucking months, I guess, so yeah. But like I said, this is more about the commentary, and I just want to get a point across, which I've been thinking about a lot recently, and I would love to hear your opinions on this as well, because I've not been in education for a few years, maybe 3-4 years now, I think more 4 years. So, you know, I don't know what it's like these days, and I guess this is kind of on the topic of education, but it's not really, but it's kind of focused in on education and that. So yeah, so I guess I will get started. A lot of people watching right now, I'm guessing that a lot of you are in either school, university, or college, or something like that. And from when I started off in school, I was always kind of not taught, but always pushed in the way of always succeeding and always passing your exams and doing well and blah blah blah. And I also went to a college which was even worse. Like I went to the wrong college, and it did not do me any good whatsoever. And maybe that's why I didn't go to university, because I was put off at college and I just didn't want to go any further. But back to the point of failure in this commentary, by the way. I'm talking about failure here. These aren't words of wisdom, or I'm not preaching or anything, it's just my experience. But back in school, when I was taught to always succeed and pass, I was never, which is all good, you know, of course you should be going to succeed and pass, I'm not saying that at all, but I guess this brings to the point that there's two types of failure in life. And the first one being is the one where you just set out to fail and you've got no goals, or, you know, you don't try. You just give up and you just fail, and that's one type. I'm not talking about that type. The type I'm talking about is, you know, you put in your 110% effort into your exams, into your driving test, into your work, into whatever you want to achieve, and you fail from it. And, you know, a lot of people give up at that stage, and I think a lot of people give up at that stage is because through school, personally, I was always taught to, you know, never fail. Failure is bad. If you fail, do something else. And that's, you know, I don't think that's that was right back in the day. I don't know if it's still like that, but certainly in my college and school years, it was like that. And yeah, so, you know, it's always drilling that mentality of never failing, and it brings the actual failure to more of a diminishing return, because it's set out to be so bad. And failure in that respect, when you've put in the 110% effort, it's perfectly okay. You need, I mean, in my opinion, you need that experience, and that experience just makes you more stronger in whatever you're trying to succeed in, because you learn from that mistake and you won't be making that mistake again. I guess it's as simple as that. Yeah, I think it holds back on people blossoming in the future life, and you know, being creative with ideas, and taking those risks later on in life, and ultimately, you know, being happy with your state in life with whatever you're doing. And that's the most important thing. You know, I mean, I wouldn't be here today doing this if I hadn't failed. I've failed a lot in life, you know. I've failed a lot in school exams. I've failed here and there, you know. Another thing, actually, you know, back in my school days, if you know, failed your homework, if you didn't get past a certain score, then you'd be put on detention. And like, I think that sums up of how failure is looked upon, really. I mean, to be put in detention because you didn't get you know, to be staying behind school until an extra hour doing more work because you failed at something is I think that is not good to take on in later life. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty poor. I don't know what you think about that. I mean, do you think you should be put in detention because you didn't pass a certain score, or should you be given the option to say, you know, okay, you failed, you didn't get this score, let's try again, let's see what you failed on, let's work on it, and, you know, give that person or kid or whatever a better mindset towards failure. Not that it's okay, as in don't try, but that it's okay that if you do try and you do fail. Simple as that, I guess. Hang on, let me take a drink. So I guess an example of this kind of thing would be in driving lessons. Personally, in my driving lesson, a few weeks before my actual, you know, final proper test, my teacher gave me a mock exam, and what that would be, if you don't know, would be, you know, just a test on the test, if that makes sense. A practice test, that's it, a practice test. And I thought I did pretty well, but he actually failed me on that. And, you know, what I didn't know at the time was that he did that on purpose. Like, you know, he said that I did pass, that I did everything flawlessly, but he failed me to try harder. And from day one of my driving, I always said that I was going to pass first time without a question. I wanted to pass first time. That was my goal. Didn't care about anything else. I wanted to pass first time. And him from failing me in that mock, it made me try so much harder. You wouldn't believe. Like, I was finding, you know, everything that I could possibly do wrong, and I was trying to make sure that I do not do that in the final test. And, you know, I went into the final test and I passed first time, easy mode, and I was very, very happy with myself for that. And that's when he told me, you know, he failed me in the mock exam on purpose. And, you know, I thanked him for it because it really did boost me up. And yeah, so I guess that's my take on failure. I probably didn't get my points across very well as I'd intend to do, but yeah, leave your opinions on this kind of failure thing, because it'd be great to see what you guys think. Some of you are in education, and yeah, tell me what you think about this, you know. Be great to hear. And I'm gonna leave you on this little quote that I made not so long ago. Some of you may remember it, and it's got flaws in it, but here it is. I'm gonna leave you on this. Never fail and you will never learn. Never learn and you will never succeed.